Hello everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share for Simple Stories. I'm using the very pretty Simple Vintage Spring Garden collection. It has adorable bunnies in it and it's beautiful spring colours and lots of gingham, which makes me very, very happy. Okay, so I have all these photos. In the end I used 5 and I had the idea that I was going to use the 3x4 elements paper, cut apart all of the journaling cards and use them in a grid design on the layout. Well, that didn't quite go according to plan. It just didn't work with my smaller photos. If my photos had been 3x4 as well, or just slightly smaller than 3x4, I think it would have worked a lot better, but it just doesn't work. You can see that the journaling cards have lots of detail on them, and my photos, because they are the size that they are, covered up, like they didn't cover up enough of the journaling cards. They just made it look as though I was covering up some of the words or the detail, and they just didn't quite make sense. So in the end I decided to scratch that original idea and do something a bit different. So this was my first idea, was to have these grid design on here, yeah, but like I said, it didn't quite work out because it just didn't feel quite right with the size photos that I had already got, and I was determined to use the photos I had rather than reprint. So I should say that I have used I've got a white cardstock background and I have used the gingham, one of the gingham papers from the Simple Basics pack, the 12x12 Basics. I love these paper packs that they release with the Simple Vintage collections. They're just coordinating kind of solid cardstock that goes with, not cardstock, it's paper, but it goes really nicely. It's one side has a texture on and the other side, in this case, has gingham, and I love gingham. So I have taken the yellow paper, I love scrapbooking with yellow, and I have trimmed down a piece of white cardstock and added it to the yellow gingham, and giving it a nice frame. And then you can see here I'm still wrestling with the idea of using the 3x4 journaling cards. I was so set on the idea that that was what I was going to do, that when it didn't quite work out, it just completely threw me and it took me a while to figure out what to do. So as you can see, I am still fiddling around, trying to figure out what to do. I've got my photos, which I need to decide exactly what I'm going to do with them. But what I then came up with was, how about if I feature a couple of the journaling cards that I really love on the left-hand side. So I've got Hello Sunshine, and behind that you can't see it too well because my light has really caught the camera. It's a pink gingham journaling card at the top there. I'm scrapbooking away from home and my lighting setup is not quite perfect, and as you can see, it's really, the shine has really caught where my filming is at the top of the layout. So anyway, so now you can see that I have my journaling cards up on the top left, and then I have my 5 photos arranged in the grid design that I was aiming for in the first place. So I've still managed to get my grid design in, I just haven't featured the journaling cards as I was expecting to. So, but my favourite journaling card that says Hello Sunshine on the yellow gingham is in full view, and I have a bit of the pink above it as well. And you can see that I've got my photos in my grid, and over on the right hand side at the bottom I've got the little clipboard, which is from the layered stickers, and that says bloom where you are planted, and it's a really gorgeous layered chipboard sticker, and that was almost the same size as my photos, so it worked really well to have it as part of the grid, which is what I had originally planned with the journaling cards. I was going to have some journaling cards, some photos, some ephemera, so that I still managed to achieve what I wanted to achieve, but just in a slightly different way than what I had originally planned. So now that I have the basic part of my layout down, you can see I've also got my title in. That is a ephemera piece that I've raised up on foam pads. I've added loads of floral ephemera over on the left hand side in a big cluster coming down from that journaling card attached to my title as well. Over on the right hand side where the layered sticker is, I've also added a little wax seal. Now my friend made me some wax seals, and they were just gorgeous, and I just felt that I had had to use this one on this layout. So I don't have the wax seal making things myself, but as a friend had made them for me, I just was so keen to get them onto layouts, and this one was perfect. It's yellow and it has butterflies all over it, mini butterflies, so it was perfect, absolutely perfect with this collection. So I've just added that over on the right hand side, and I've got some flowers in there as well, adding some hearts too, and at the top left there I've got a little seed marker that says grow. I'm adding hearts to my photos, not to all of them but to some of them, and I'm giving them an outline with a black journaling pen just to make them stand out a little bit better against some of the detail in my photos. My photos have got lots of stuff in the background, so it was good to give them a bit of extra definition which will help them stand out. Yeah, it's all coming together really well, considering it took me a little while to get started. I'm really happy with how this has now kind of the direction it took and how it's turned out. So now I'm just having fun really adding all the little bits. I love all the little bits. It's getting the first big bits stuck down that's my issues, where I get stuck getting started. It's like, what's my original design going to be? And then after that, once the big elements are in place, i.e. the photos and the title really, once they're and pattern paper usually, when that's all in place, then it's just adding all the small stuff, which is my favorite part of scrapbooking. I love all the little bits. So just adding in some phrase stickers from the cardstock 12x12 sheet there. I've got welcome spring and such a lovely moment. So these photos are of my 3 children feeding the lambs at our local farm. We go to the farm a lot. And on this occasion we managed to go in and actually bottle feed the lambs, and they were super cute, and my little boy, littlest one, absolutely loved it, and he fell in love with his lamb, yeah, absolutely adored being able to bottle feed it. So it was just really super cute, a lovely experience, really fun experience. These photos are adorable, and they are from that day. So they're a little series of photos that kind of tell a story on their own really. So that's why I wanted to have quite a few photos on this layout. I did have some others originally that I have bumped from this layout, and they'll go on to another one. So there's only so many photos you can fit on one layout, right? Anyway, that's what the photos are. They're adorable and so perfect with this collection, which is just gorgeous. Over on the left hand side I've added happy days spent together sticker, which is very cute. I've also, in that big cluster on the left, I also wanted to mention that I've added another one of the layered chipboard stickers with the bunny. I love the bunnies in this collection, they're just super duper cute. I've also added in some enamel dots. They're not enamel dots, they are decorative brads, there we go. So I've got one that says bloom, a butterfly. I am coming in now with some enamel dots because they're awesome as well, but I always enjoy having different textures on my layouts. So the decorative brads and the enamel dots always give a different texture because they are they're not paper. So I always enjoy having those. They give a bit of a shine as well. So just adding a few of those in a few clusters here and there. Because there's so many photos, I wanted to add little details to each of the photos. So like I said, I've got hearts on 3 of them. I've got gingham green border on 2 of them, and then I've got some enamel dots on the others, and then there's a little bee as well. He's going to get added, or he's already added to the top left photo. So yeah, just adding a few sequins now. I like my layouts to sparkle and shine, so just adding a few of those in place over my big clusters. I tend to like adding sequins where I would add splatters of paint as well, so just adding some sequins in place now, and then I'm going to finish off by splattering the whole thing with lots of lovely white paint splatters. They'll go over the top of all of my clusters, yeah, so anyway, that's sequins on, and now I'm just going to do that white paint. So I'm going to there we go, just pick it up with a paintbrush and splatter over those two big clusters. I do also have some journaling. I think I wrote it off camera because I've splattered. Oh no, I'm going to try and do it now. Well done me. So quite often I prefer to journal before I do my paint splatters, but sometimes I forget and then I have to do it off camera once my splatters are dry. But obviously I felt this was okay to do in that little gap there. I must have been splatter free in that area. So yeah, just a few lines of journaling there as well. And that is my finished layout. So I hope that you enjoyed seeing it come together. It was an adorable collection to work with. I really enjoyed using it and making this layout. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Simple Stories using the Simple Vintage Spring Garden collection.